I'll show you a little form like quick, you know, but light and not good because I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I won't put my energy into the form.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Very old school. Hey.
Yes.
Hey. Hey.
Kunga, yeah?
Tiger Claw.
Tiger Claw.
It goes more, you know.
So it's a little, we are here doing Inchun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the shine. It's nice.
I learned under
You have a lot of that, like,
yeah, we have a lot of short moves.
yeah. Now bring your sweat over there.
Okay. Stigma.
Hey,
Agnostic Front.
how you doing?
We welcome.
Thank you.
Because I think it is, I think 5 years ago, we interviewed Roger on a gig here in Germany. And in the last years, I see you are very often in Germany.
Yeah.
How many gigs you play on this tour here?
1,000.
1,000?
Yeah, 1,000. On this tour, we're doing like 26 shows.
26 shows?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next you go from here?
Well, from here, we're going to relax because the year is over.
Okay.
And, you know, we're finishing up with the record. And, you know, the holidays are here, Christmas and New Year's.
Okay, you
So
go back to New York?
Go back to New York, do the tattoo thing, you know, my tattoo, New York Hardcore Tattoos, my shop. Do that. I'm trying to get the radio station in my shop.
Okay.
You know, eastvillageradio.com, you know, I'm going to broadcast it out of my tattoo shop,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
which is really pretty cool. It would be a cool thing to do. What else am I doing? I do the Stigma thing, you know, my solo little thing. I got a couple of solo records out, you know, it's more like a rock hardcore, you know, like, you know, it ain't straight up hardcore like Agnostic Front, you know what I mean? I don't want to do the same thing over and over, you know? It's still underground, you know, and I still try to keep it real.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I see you this year in Wacken. I see your show.
Oh, yeah.
I make some photos there. And what do you think about the festival? It's a very big festival.
Wow.
It's a feeling.
You know, I play a lot of festivals. And I get up and I play the show and I don't realize sometimes until I see it on the video like a month later. Then I say, holy shit, you know, like wow, you know, because that Wacken Festival was like one of the biggest pits, you know, that ever happened on this earth.
Yeah.
You know, so that was pretty cool, you know. It was such a hot day that day. It was really hot on stage. That was maybe Lemmy, the Motorhead, that night he couldn't play.
Yeah.
He did like 2 songs and they had to forklift him up to the stage.
Yeah.
You know, poor guy, you know, and he was not feeling good. He shouldn't, you know. But it's such a big show, and you know, like, you know, you never know when that curtain's gonna fall, man. You know, I'm an entertainer. You know what I mean? This is what I do, and this, you know, one day I won't do it. Like, you know, it's like, you know.
So 4 days, one show after the next.
You know, a lot of one-nighters. Set them up and knock them down.
Yeah, that's right. Now today is a smaller audience. What do you like more? You like club concerts?
You know, I like them both. Because sometimes, you know, the club, the hot, sweaty club, I like, you know, it's where I come from, CBGBs and stuff like that. And I'm down with that, I'm cool. And then sometimes I like the festivals, you know, out in the air, you know. I don't know, I don't care, I play, you give me, I play.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like saying, where's my favorite place to play? I don't care, I'll play anywhere. I'll play in the bathroom, don't matter to me.
Yeah.
You know, I have fun no matter what.
Okay.
I got people like you, you know, good friends, you know my brothers that are up there spieling and everybody and Schloff, so that's all I care about. I come, have a good time, do what I got, you know, do the best I can, you know, like perform the best that I can, you know, and do the right thing, you know.
When did you start to make music? How old are you?
Well, I was a kid, you know. Well, like when we were kids, we used to sing in hallways like this.
Yeah.
We used to do doo-wop.
Okay.
Somewhere above, there is a heaven. Oh, somewhere above, there is a star. For every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. A flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the great somehow a candle glows. A candle glows. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe.
It's a very good echo. And
yeah, but you know, with the boys coming in, you know, on the background with three-part harmony.
Okay, if you
really
sometimes finish with Agnostic Front, a gospel career is the next step.
That's Stigma. That's the Stigma band. I do that with Stigma. And then like, and then I start somewhere above. Born and bred in the city that never sleeps. You know that song?
Yeah.
New York. I go into New York blood because it's like New York doo-wop from the 50s. Into like New York blood, like very New York.
So you mix it up.
Yeah, like very entertaining, very Frank Sinatra, you know, New York Stigma.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that I can do that, you know.
Okay.
I come from that. That's real street music. I love street music, you know.
Street music is always good.
Yeah.
It comes from the heart.
Yeah, speaking of street music, they're having a thing in Spain, in Madrid now, that you can't do street music. They're having an outlaw on that. So I just toured Spain and I was like talking shit about that. Like, you know, hey motherfuckers, you know. Because I believe music should be free. If you want to get out there and sing songs, go. You know what I mean? They do that in New Orleans too.
Yeah.
But they came down on that too, down there too. You know, people want to sing doo-wops in the hallway, you know? Rip and wiggle, rip and wiggle, ooh, pom pom pom. Rip and wiggle, rip and wiggle, ooh, pom pom. Fell asleep in the woods one day, sleep, sleep, sleep. Spent 20 years of my life that way, sleep, sleep, sleep. Pom pom pom. Rip and wiggle, rip and wiggle, ooh. You know? You know Rip Van Winkle, right? You got the long beard, right? Yeah, you got a little Rip Van Winkle going.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's gross.
You are very often in Europe in the last years. Is your second home now?
Yeah, you know, I got a lot of friends. And, well, we're down South America a lot.
Okay.
You know? We're down South America. We have records in Spanish, you know? So we tour down there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so...
This is South American... The audiences in South America are much different to the northern part of the world. South American people normally are living in music, you know what I mean?
You know, it's like anything else. I tell you, you know, like more like in like Russia or like Eastern area where people are more oppressed. I think they appreciate more hardcore music than they do like maybe in the Midwest of America, maybe for instance, or whatever, or some areas. you know, because I think that oppression is, because the music speaks more, you know, and it says a lot more, you know, so, you know, and, you know, with all that garbage on MTV, you know, all that garbage, you know.
Constant
Yeah.
stuff.
It was nice to see the Dropkick Murphys do the Yankee, the baseball, the World Series.
Yeah.
It was nice to see them do it because it was nice to see a bunch of guys like us singing the national anthem from the heart instead of some asshole American Idol trying to do it their own way. You know what I mean? They try to it's not about you.
That's not true.
It's about the song.
Yeah.
It's about, you know, freedom and what you believe in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was nice to see the guys, you know, get up there and sing, you know? So even though I'm a Yankee fan, I'm cheer for them anyway.
Yeah, okay.
You know how that goes with the
Yeah,
football thing. You know, but America, we don't care about that.
I think there's a difference in the last years between the older days. People, earlier days, they create music, they make music from their heart, they make their own music. Now they get songs from someone, and someone say them, sing this.
Well, that's the record industry there, like
Yeah.
what you're talking about. We're not that. You
All
know,
the
I mean,
custom
hardcore
bands.
and punk rock kids, they make their own music.
Yeah.
They, you know, because they have a message to say.
Yeah.
They don't have a message. That's why it dies. That's why like hair metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
Because there's no substance to the music.
Yeah.
It's all show. You know, it's all look at me, like doing drum solos or guitar solos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play the guitar, but there's nothing behind it. There's no substance. You know what I mean? There's nothing there. So eventually it'll die. It's like a plant. When you don't water it, you know, it's going to die.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Stigma, I think.
That's it, me. You went on. Forget about it. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, I love you so. I hate to leave you. I really must go. So good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. All right, brother.
Thank you.
That was fun. Thank you. You'll never do another interview like that again. Believe me, you can't buy that entertainment.